back to the Desperate Historian, where there's no AI, no BS. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Miller. Say hello to my co-host, the Falcon. He keeps saying, I'm the stuff that dreams are made of. I'm the stuff that dreams are made of. He just saw the movie. Why don't you read the book? We can talk about that later. I just wanted to take a moment to kind of reflect on being out of work now for about 6 weeks. Well, I'm not really out of work, but I was let go from my job that I had for 15 years teaching at a college. That's been 6 weeks ago. I've been officially no longer a full-time employee there for about a month now, and it was a difficult week. I had to sign some official paperwork and so forth, and I'm not going to go into all of that. But it was a pretty difficult week. But I've also had some time to reflect on some things after going through this experience. And the things that I learned were, number one, no matter what happens in life, whether you go through a job loss or you have any other kinds of trauma or difficult situations, is you have to keep taking care of yourself. You've got to try to eat right, get enough exercise, sleep right. That's easier said than done sometimes, but you've got to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. Don't obsess over it. Don't dwell on it. Try to do some things that are fun. Try to watch old comedies or something. Have a laugh. Hang out with some friends. And that brings me to my next point, and that's been really helpful, is that reach out to your communities, reach out to your support networks. That's going to be really helpful to you in the long run. Quite frankly, the people I've reached out to and the people that I have contacted, or some have contacted me, they heard through other sources what had happened, and they had reached out to me and provided just unbelievable words of support. Some have taken me out to dinner and just listened to me and listened to what had happened, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Other people have offered to take me to coffee and so forth, and just listen to me, and phone calls and so forth. All those things have just been terrific. So throughout this process, as you're going through this, if you're going through this at some point, or if you've been through it in the past, that's the first thing, is make sure you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and so forth. You'll get through this. I'll get through this, but it may take some doing, it may take some time. So make sure you do that, and then reach out to your support network. Those people, they want to be there for you. You've got friends and family out there who want to support you, so be absolutely sure you do that too. Reach out to those folks. The next lesson I've learned over the past 4 to 6 weeks is to start doing other things, professionally. Start whether it is to get going with a job search and start sending out your resumes, to polish that resume up, to do some do your cover letters and so forth. Start looking for new opportunities. Start considering what is in your skill set. Think about other things that you do well that maybe are tangential. Maybe they're connected to the position you currently have or last had, but you could make a sidestep into another kind of industry or something that you wanted to pursue your whole life, and now's the time to do it. So maybe reconsider who you are as a professional. What gives you meaning and value in life. Pursue those things. So start evaluating those things as well. So your job is to, now that I'm not working full time at the college anymore, your job now is to find another job, or my job is to find another job. So start looking for something, throw yourself into that, but I'd also not go overboard either. I think it's important to give yourself breaks. Go 9 to 5. Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, but give yourself some breaks here and there, so that you're not just constantly dwelling, rechecking your emails for those ding letters. That you're not constantly looking at the job postings, looking for the next one. So give yourself a break too. I think that's important. Pace yourself. But also, in addition to looking at the job prospects and sitting in applications sort of thing and working your networks, but also be reconsidering about who you want to be as a professional. Is this time to take another step? Is this time to get some more schooling or more training, or to start your own business, or start your own YouTube channel? So it's that kind of time too. So find things you're passionate about and excite you, and that you can make money at, and maybe pursue those too. So that's another reflection piece that I had. Another thing that that has crossed my mind as I've been going through this experience. Of course, I did not think the decision made by the college was fair. I did not think they recognized the things that I had done for the college over the years. I don't like the political situation that we're in that kind of led to this, to the college's decisions, to they let a lot of people go. They didn't just let me go, but there was a lot of people let go, and I don't know what the evaluation process was and how they determined who let go. But 15 years of loyal service and so forth to the college, I did not think that the decision was correct or clear, transparent at all. And that can lead to you having like a lot of really negative feelings towards people at your institution, at your former place of employment, at your former job. You have a lot of negative feelings towards those people and so forth, and or towards the institution or the company itself. And I think in the short term, that's healthy. You kind of want to just let those out. You kind of want you kind of want to think about those things, and it's normal, I think, natural to have those kind of negative feelings. Quite frankly, a lot of the people who are still working at my former place of employment, I feel bad for. There's going to be future cuts. I'm almost certain of there's going to be future cuts. The people who are still there are having to do a lot more work because a lot of people got let go. So I feel sorry for a lot of the folks who are still there, and I would not want to be in a place where the sort of Damocles is always kind of hanging over my head. So I feel sorry for some of those folks. There are some other folks that I'm disappointed in, and I do feel betrayed by. It's hard not to have some negative emotions when it comes to that. However, I'm not going to wallow in that. I'm not going to indulge myself in that. I don't think that's healthy, definitely in the long run. And it reminds me of Richard Nixon. I always have to connect this back to history, of course, because I'm a historian. So I always connect this back to history. And it reminds me of Richard Nixon, that when Richard Nixon resigned and he gave his final farewell speech as he's almost leaving the doors, headed out of the White House for the very last time, the helicopters waiting to take him away back to California. And he gives a speech to his staff, and he has like a bizarre moment of clarity almost, where if he had just recognized this sooner in his life, then it would not have. He could have avoided the downfall. He could have avoided Watergate. But at this point, his hand was forced. This is a time when our congressmen and women, whether Republicans or Democrats, did the right thing, and Barry Goldwater had visited Nixon and informed him that Nixon did not have support amongst the Republicans in the Senate and in the House, and if impeachment was going to come about, that Nixon was going to lose that battle. So Nixon chose to resign. But in this moment of clarity that Nixon had, he said, "Always remember, others may hate you, but those who hate you don't win unless you hate them, and then you destroy yourself." And it's strange to me that Nixon figured this out after it was way too late. But I think that's really true, that the people who hate you don't win unless you hate them back. And so carrying around a bunch of grievances and anger and hostility and so forth, that's just not very healthy. It's not good for you if you're focused on that, as opposed to just moving on and what's next for you, what's the best thing for you in the future, what's healthy for you in the future. That's what you need to do. So you can take the example from Richard Nixon, or you could take an example from a piece of literature like Moby Dick. That's Captain Ahab becomes obsessed about the whale and so forth, ultimately it leads to his destruction. Or if you like classic sci-fi movies, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Khan becomes obsessed with getting revenge on Captain Kirk, and ultimately it leads to spoiler alert, Spock's death, but also to Khan's destruction as well. And so if Khan had just focused on some other things in life as opposed to getting revenge, I think he would have been better off. And Richard Nixon realizes it too late, that his political enemies, his hatred for them, destroyed him. So that's my focus. My focus is on the next thing, the next steps to take, the next things in life, and so forth. Not holding animosity or grudges or something like that, and not just in this situation, but in kind of any situation in life. Avoid holding those grudges or animosities or ill will towards people in the long run, because ultimately that is just damaging to yourself. You're just self-destructive, physically, mentally, spiritually, every way possible. So, moving on, in other words. Hey, anyway, that's it for today from the Desperate Historian. I hope you're doing well. I'll catch you next time.